so that your colleagues who couldn't make it will be able to see that. Thank you so much. I hear the bells of 12 o'clock ringing. That's beautiful. If you want, in the meantime, that everybody is joining and getting connected, please write in the chat where you dialing in from today. I think we have quite an international group, at least European. Let's see about that. Right, where are you located? If you want to write in the chat. Hello, Suzanne from Zurich. I had some complaints for people in the US that I did that session too early, so I apologize for that. Just waking up. All right. Palestine, Wayfarers, long way to go. All right. So feel free to put on your cameras. It's nice to see you. I'm talking to real people, not just to myself. Right. Benjamin, yes, Lausanne, Budapest. Wow, we are everywhere. Basel, yeah, Basel team. Right, yeah. So we are going to start. Just take your time for yourself. I know we all have busy agendas. So let's take the best out of our time, right? And let's get right to it. Do yourself a favor. Just remove all your distractions. Make sure that you have a quiet mind as well. We're going to dive a little bit deep today. So let's get started. Today, I want to show you how to master your motivation. I want to show you what has worked for me, what has worked for the people I work with. And I want to give you the concrete tools for succeeding in finding the success and the performance that you need, get your goals, to get your dreams, while being mindful of yourself and not burning yourself out. Right? I know that minded people like us who care and are ambitious, we want to do more, we're excited to learn more, but at some point this can also lead to severe consequences. So we want to avoid that. If you already feel burnt out, please, my request to you, consult a professional. You can have help and support. If you feel already you're burned out and you cannot find any solution, talk with me, talk with someone around you. It's really important. Today we are going to help you go further, but if you're already too much, just don't hesitate, right? Contact me. All right, so we have 16 people here already. Thank you for joining. Thank you for putting your cameras. It's so nice to see you. So lovely faces and smiley faces. Let's go right to it. What I want to start a bit and to let you know a bit more about me. So some of you know me, but not always from this angle, right? So I'm Anne-Laure, I'm French. I was this little girl. I still am. This is my curious and caring self, always with me and trying to always be cute, right? It's important. And I love puppies. I love ice cream, all the colors, art, the moon, the sky, the magic of the stars. And I'm admitting more people in. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Please turn on your cameras. That's nice to see your lovely faces. Right. And then after puppies, I moved to engineering. So I have a degree in engineering and a specialized business master in purchasing and supply chain because I loved understanding how machine works and how process work. Hi, everyone. And I started my career in Paris, and then I moved to New York. I worked as well in Amsterdam, and I'm now exploring the Swiss culture from Basel. So we have a team Basel, team Zurich, Lausanne, yes, Switzerland represents, but we are everywhere in the world. As a buyer, I have a passion for finding innovative and collaborative solutions with all parties, you know, this win-win-win situation, and trying to bring curiosity and creativity into that. As a responsible sourcing manager, I made a huge, massive change in the mindset of the organization to put responsible sourcing in the heart of the top 10 strategies. And that's showing this importance of having a bigger purpose when we do things. And as a project manager, my passion is to help people have an easier job, to simplify processes, make their life and their job easier, right? And it was great until it was not great anymore. And I will not be too much emotional, but it's still important for me to share with you, right? It became more and more difficult to find my motivation, to find my purpose. I became more stressed, more anxious. I had to continue because I wanted to be a good professional, right? It's important to do what you're supposed to do. So I kept pushing until I could not anymore and became mentally and physically ill, right? And that led to actually losing my passion and losing my motivation and not understanding, what am I doing here? Why am I doing all these efforts for? Right? And it just led to total darkness, right? So until it changed, right? So this burnout also brought me an opportunity to realize it does not have to be this way, right? I don't want to live a life of darkness, right? Something has to change. I can make a change, and I want to change, right? So then I worked on myself. I did a deep inner work to understand what motivates me, what works for me, and what do I want for my life, right? And so 3 years ago, I took a leap. I jumped into the magnificent, beautiful world of entrepreneurship, and I became a life, career, and mindset coach, right? So because it's today my purpose and my mission, because I found my motivation, my inner strength that makes me resilient today, happy to wake up in the morning, find my gratitude to be helping my clients to also see that it is possible, right? And that's what I want you to know as well, right? You can simplify your life. You can find your purpose, right? You can build your own resilient mindset and build the life that you want. So that's why today what I say, and some people here already heard me saying that, right? First, love the life that you live, and while you build the life that you want, right? If you feel good, the rest will follow. And that's what I want to share with you today, right? And now, if we go back into less, sorry, Louis, I'm gonna mute you. Yeah, thank you. Don't hesitate to put your camera, but I will prefer you stay on mute so I can talk. So does that sound familiar? Anywhere did you hear yourself or someone around you say, "Oh, I feel like I'm juggling with all these things. I have to do so many things, but I've even no energy actually left to make it happen." Right? I am ambitious. I want to do things, but I'm not achieving what I want to do. I do care about doing things right, doing things well. I care about my work. I care about my family. I want to be there, but it doesn't seem to work. Right? Or I feel demotivated, unhappy, I'm frustrated, right? I don't know what to do. I'm stuck. Does that remind you of something? Yeah, I see some noddings, right? So yeah, and the beauty of being here together today actually is now you really can see that you are not alone, right? You are not alone and you are at the right place. Thank you. And that's what we want to look at today. Go a bit deeper. What's happening? What's on your mind? Right? So if you want to write in the chat, what's the challenge that you have, right now? What's hard for you about staying motivated?
Working in progress.
Right? Right. So sorry, I'm going to yeah, and I hear myself. Yeah. So yeah, it may be a big question right now, but we're gonna dig into that because I feel like everything is a challenge, maybe. You can say it. I have to deal with all my life and work and I cannot handle all this. It's fine. Right? It doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to stay that way. Right? And I know you can deal with it. I know you can because I've done it myself. because I'm working on this with all my clients because they've done it. Yeah, thank you, Roxana. I'm finding my purpose. What a big challenge indeed, right? Just finding my purpose and not even like, oh, what am I going to eat for dinner? No, wow, going deep. Really, that's not easy, obviously. Working on a book, yes. And the third book, right? So you could say, oh, I've done it 2 times already. It's easy. No, it's still hard, right? So that's why I want us to work on this mindset. Because once you get this mindset, you can do anything. You can reapply it for every new challenge, right? And that's what we're going to see today, right? I'm going to show you why motivation mastery matters. What are my 5 secret strategies? I give you my special thought, my special recipe, right? And then you're going to take your own first step for that. Oh, thank you for sharing. Femina, yeah, balancing all the roles, absolutely. You are a whole person, right? Yeah, reevaluating what I want to do in my professional role. Yeah, I want to be happy. Thank you, Emina, absolutely. Yes, and you know, what I want for you also is to have this motivation, this drive to achieve your goal. You go for it, right? It's like, yeah, nothing is stopping me. And on top, what I want for you is to stay serene in the process, to stay confident, to stay positive, right? When you're facing challenges. And I have a good news, it is possible. It's not, doesn't mean it's easy, doesn't mean like, okay, now life, I don't care about anything. No, you keep your care, you keep your ambition, but you do it with what works for you, right? And maybe you're going to say, okay, I've tried this before, it didn't really work. Yeah, it's not your fault, right? Maybe you got wrong advice, maybe you got fake coaches, right? Maybe you just read a book on self-help and then it's really hard to then apply what you just learned, right? In a day-to-day world, right? And what I'm showing you today is this approach of the coaching I'm doing and the mental fitness I'm doing. So we train your brain so that you get the tools for yourself to do it again, to do it on your own, to apply for all your challenges, right? Are you excited? Because I am. All right, okay. This is gonna be interesting, right? So I know some people of you, most of you by now know the famous Simon Sinek, and that resonated with me very strongly. Working hard for something we don't care is called stress. Working hard for something we love is called passion. Do you feel the shift in mindset from one to the other? Right? In both cases, we work hard. We are good professionals. We are loving beings, right? We care. But if we do it because something is not really from the heart, it's just despair, right? And the consequences are huge. If we work hard and for something that is not meaningful for us. That's what happened to me and probably to many of us in this room. Right? Remember a time when you worked hard, but you didn't know why. It was not really what you wanted to do. The weight on the shoulders, right? But I'm sure you also have experienced when you love something and you get excited and then you go for it and it's going to be so nice. Like me all night, I was like, oh God, tomorrow it's my webinar, right? Then it's fine to work hard. You put your love, you put joy in the machine. Right? And I want to show you this because the world is changing, right? Many things are happening today. We are getting more and more globalized, more interconnected, right? So we have to act fast. We are pressed for time. We have to make decisions quickly, but also we need then to be more agile, to be more mindful, right? To be, hello, I see faces. So it's the importance also to taking care of our mental health. And now, luckily, it's becoming more and more common to recognize mental health as important as physical health. Right? And that's what I want you to do. Is like we are training the brain the same way we are training our muscles, right? The brain is also a muscle we want to train to be more fit, more resilient, right? contribution. I hear so many people now say, okay, I want a new job, but I want something where I can make an impact. I want to contribute. Amazing. But the pressure it can put on your shoulders as well. Because as Rule, you said, I also have to be a good husband, a good parent, a good friend, a good colleague, right? Take care of the diversity and so this is a lot. So it's not that we have to boost our brains, right? And same with the technical forces, right? It's everything is going so fast with AI and the virtual, the new normal, and so on. So we have to adapt. We have to be self-motivated, right? It is now. Yeah. So what does it matter? Yeah, I shared with you before, right? But once you master your motivation, it unlocks everything, right? You can be more efficient, you can perform better, right? Then you realize, hey, my well-being is also important from inside out, right? Then you can react with a more positive mindset. That brings you more happiness, then you are more resilient. And that's the positive cycle, right? And then in the end, you get the success that you want on the topics that make sense for you, right? And a little side note I want to add without burning yourself out. Because if you know what works for you, what doesn't work, where are your boundaries, how you take care of yourself, that's how you get your fulfilling life. I have a client who was really ambitious and professional, full of joy, but she was in an environment where she actually just felt stressed, discouraged, unmotivated, anxious. So she came to me because she had no motivation to even see her friends anymore. But, oh, why cooking? Why finishing this stupid project anyway? My colleague is gonna complain or whatever, right? And she was going straight to a burnout. And then we worked together. And she just wanted to quit. I said, hold on. Remember what I said, love the life you live first, right? You can change your brain to see the positive things in what you have today, even though you want to change it, right? Then maybe the part that is frustrating you will be smaller. And then you can turn it around, flip it to find what motivates you. So we worked on her values, on her strengths, on what's important for her, on her purpose, right? And then she started to see things differently in her job. Like, hey, but I can ask for a different project actually. Hey, I don't have to work with this stupid colleague. Hey, I can actually focus on being curious and enthusiastic when I talk to my other colleagues, right? So she completely changed her mindset. She became resilient and confident. Oh, I succeeded in that. I can do more now, right? So it's even almost like she doesn't want to change job anymore, right? But if she wants, she can. She knows she can, right? So that's building a long-term plan for yourself. And for this, in motivation mastery, there are two important things. There's motivation. It's actually not something you find by magic. Oh, where's my motivation today? Where did I put it? No, you cannot look for motivation like you look for your keys. It's a mental state. It's this driving force, right? So once you are in this mental state, it propels you towards your goals, but you have to know which one they are, right? And imagine you have this motivation, right? You have this pull, that's energy pull I was talking about, right? But if you lose it, that opens the gate of suffering and misery, right? You don't feel like doing anything, why even achieving my goals. I feel anyway unfulfilled, unsatisfied, and that life becomes meaningless. I'm doing the same thing every day again and again, and even just saying that, I feel this misery. So we have to break the cycle. And that's why we add the mastery. Then when you break the cycle, you're able to do it again when you face a new challenge and you do it consistently and you're doing on your own. Right? You have this confidence for yourself. Okay, it's a mountain, it's a big wave, but I've done that. I can handle it again. Let me break it down. And that brings the freedom and your fulfilling life. Right? I want you to just think a second what it means for you, a fulfilling life. All right, can you imagine? Just a second. Just what would be your facial expression if you had a fulfilling life? And I see smiling coming magically. Yeah, we don't even maybe have words for it, but we have an idea. That's what I want for you. Imagine no more stressing, no more feeling stuck, no more guessing what's happening, no more having to choose, okay, I have to work hard and be a good person. Of course, we cannot be 24/7 motivated, right? But we can cultivate this motivation using our mind, using our body, using our environment to fill this pool, right? So think a bit for yourself. Feel free to share in the chat. What's the biggest thing that you want for yourself? Do you want to contribute? Do you want to feel your best? Do you want to connect to people? Do you want to be a good person? At the end of your life, what do you want to be remembered for? It's going to drop that. You feel this energy shift that's happening? It's something now I'm just touching in my workshops and my coaching. I'm going more into detail, but I want you to feel inside something different if I take life from a place of what do I want for myself. And with my secret strategies, that's what we're going to see. I want you to know that you have the power. Right? You have your inner compass. It's always within you. Thank you, Susan. Yeah, be seen and acknowledged. We really am. The real is very important. Authenticity. And have fun. Yeah. Bring the fun. Oh, that's my second favorite name. Yeah, so let's go. As I already mentioned, the first important thing is to know your why. Let's have a dream a little bit. Take a time to be present, feel your feet on the ground. Did you notice you were breathing since you came? I did not. Yeah. Feel your breath. You are alive. You're here. We are all connected. And now let's go in a little journey, right? I want you to dream bigger. I want you to think, imagine everything is possible. And you see yourself 3 years from now. You come across my path. We come across each other. And you tell me, oh my God, Anne-Laure, you were so right. I could manage my mindset. I could find my inner compass. I could follow my purpose. And I achieved all these beautiful things. I'm having this impact. Imagine yourself. You already achieved what you want to achieve. You tell me, let me tell you about my life. So how does your life look like? What does your professional life look like? And how does your personal life look like? Now you have to visualize yourself. Who's around you? Where are you? What are you doing? And then if you want, I invite you to put a word in the chat as well. What does your life look like? What do you see for yourself? Maybe it's just a color. Maybe it's just an image. Maybe it's a person. Maybe it's a place. Maybe it's quality that you have covered and strengthened. I can tell you for me, I see smiles. I see people smiling. When I did my coaching certification, I declared I was collecting smiles. So I have a little bank of smiles of the people I help, the people I encounter, and that I make an impact on. Balance says Naomi, Suzanne's success. Yeah. You see, this means so much, but you know how it makes you feel. It's very personal. And this feeling is that your direction, that's your northern star. Okay. And what am I doing today? Do I feel I'm following this path? Impact, Frederick, thank you. Yeah. And then why sometimes it's hard? Because the scary things are coming. Why sometimes we cannot dream? I think it's totally appropriate for October. Because we have our saboteurs coming in the way, holding us back. And what I want you is to train to catch them, especially because they are coming when something important is playing. You know, something you don't care, you'll be like, hey, whatever. But this meaningful thing, talking about, well, how dare you talking about my family like this? Oh, right? That creates all this range of emotions. And when you feel these negative emotions, you know 100% these are caused by your saboteurs. So saboteurs are these little nasty voices that say, you're not good enough. You're never going to succeed, right? Yes, you've done it, but you were just lucky, right? Or why would you have this? Who are you, right? And the problem is that don't say it in the voice I'm saying it. They are very violent, very hard on yourself, right? So think about it on your big dream, on this feeling you had. What's holding you back? What are the obstacles coming in your way? What are the judgments you are saying about yourself, about the others, about the situation? What fears are coming in the way? So in what I'm doing, what I'm doing in my coaching and in my workshop is going deeper into understanding which of your saboteurs are your top saboteurs. In the mental fitness I'm doing, we define 10 saboteurs. It's the judge, the hyperachiever, the controller, the pleaser, right? I think it can ring a bell, right? So we know what a pleaser is. It's kind of nice to please people, right? I care about people. I want to help them. But when you do it too much and it comes in the way of yourself, of your own needs, then you cannot have a fulfilling life. Same the hyperachiever. Great. We said before, I have ambition. I want to do so many things. It's amazing. But if you measure your self-worth with what you achieve, then it's terribly painful. So what's coming in your mind now? Write it for yourself or write it in the chat of this limiting belief or judgment that you're making on what's coming in the way to your dream. All right for you. But what if they don't smile? Oh, and it hurts when I write this. It hurts in a way I believed it was true, but it hurts when you say, hey, but why not? Right? Or maybe I try. And that's what happens when you shift from your saboteurs to your sage, to your resilient mind. When you express your fears and your saboteurs' lies, they disappear. You are shocked. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, and the you, The you is very important. They are saying it's not you, the saboteurs are saying that. And once you write it to them, does it change something? Do you agree with that? Maybe, maybe not, right? Exactly. But maybe something is shifting. Maybe you can reply to them only when you voice it. Say, no, thank you. I'm busy. Yeah. And that's where we go to train our resilient mind, right? We take the saboteurs and we flip it. Yeah, thank you, Jimena. All the things I have to do, oh my God. Ah. And they're like, don't even start, right? Don't even try. It's too much anyway. There's another interesting saboteur called the avoider. You should just rest. Let's just have fun a little bit, which is good until it's not, until it does not make disappear what you said you would do. Right? So that's why we want to flip it. We want to transform challenges into opportunity. In every challenge, there is a gift or an opportunity. If something fails, at least you know that doesn't work. At least you learn something. If it's hard, you know that you have something to learn. You have to get better. You have to ask for help. Right? And that's a true work. That's a true training to build your resilience and use your resilient mind. Right? There are different ways of managing this, managing the stress. Also, when the challenge is present, you don't have to do it just on the moment. Oh, I have this huge difficulty. Let me remember to not be stressed. That's going to be too late. That's why it's something you do every day a little bit. And it starts with breath work, being present, feeling your senses, doing some movement, visualizing yourself succeeding, right? And taking care of yourself. I'm not going to much go into the details here, but you know probably very well the importance of physical exercise, mindful eating, drinking your water. We heard that, but as well having a supportive environment, wearing the clothes that makes you feel confident. And I want to try a bit of this, just meeting you, this being present with you, right? So we hear a lot about mindfulness. I'm a big fan of it. I'm practicing for many, many years, and now can do it anywhere, anytime. It didn't start this way, right? I was like, oh, I have to meditate. First, it's just like crazy thing, you know, with my engineering brain at the beginning was, what are they saying? Yoga, right? But I'm doing it now. Look at me, right? And I actually enjoy it. And I know what it brings, right? And it can be super simple, super easy for you to do mindfulness and not having to sit and meditate because we believe, oh, I have to stop thinking for 20 minutes. Oh, no. I invite you, all of you now, to take the deepest breath you've taken all day, maybe all week, all month. You just did mindfulness. And you can start with doing just that. That's what I did. Doing just one conscious breath per day. Right? And in 10 seconds, you can feel difference. Actually, if you go into an MRI, you would see changes happening in your brain in just 10 seconds. So things I like to do as well is feeling my toes. So if you want to try it, just wiggle your toes and try to count how many toes you can count. Try to feel how many toes you can count. And you count actually all your toes. Wiggle your toes. Oh, there are a few I cannot count. It does not matter, right? What matters is that you put your focus on something. That's mindfulness. You decide to consciously be present. And that creates new neural connections in your brain. Get away from the reflex of your saboteur, your survival brain, to your rational brain. your neocortex. And from there, you can think clearly. You can take decisions. You can be creative. You're like, oh, yeah, that didn't work. Let me just try that way. Which is impossible if you are under saboteur power, right? Did something change? We just did a few seconds, but what did you feel when you were present with your toes and your breath? I'm writing for myself as well. Yeah, stress level going down at ease. Energy, yeah. For me, it felt like the time slowed down. And then I was present again with you and really truly enjoying what's happening. In just a few seconds, we did it. Imagine you do that every day and more and more. And every time you grab your glass of water, you think how it feels under your touch. That changes everything. And from that now, you can work on defining what you want to do. Make it clear. Yeah, I feel connected. Thank you, Roxana. Think about myself, what I need. Yeah, oh, now I see clearly what I need. And now I can say, what do I want? So we had our big dream. This is the vision, right? This is something, the meaning of life. Who are we meant to be when we wake up in the morning? But now we can make it more concrete, transform that into actually goals. Okay, what? But we start with what are the axes I want to work on? So you can think, do I want to work on my family, on my relationships, on my hobbies? What would bring me closer to this fulfilling life I want for myself? Right? Place where, which project? Feel free to write in the chat if it comes for you. Write it down for yourself for later. What are like 3 big things, 1 to 3 big things I want to work on? Okay, that would increase my satisfaction in life. You have more of that if I honor more of my values in that direction. What's coming for you? Nothing. No idea. You don't have to share, of course. What I want then is to, physical health. Now that you have an axis, right? It's like you have your pillars, okay, that hold the fort, right? And for each axis, now you can think, okay, what would be my top 3 goals, right? If I say hobbies, okay, what do I want about hobbies? Oh, but maybe, and then we get more and more precise. Maybe I want to meet friends more often. Maybe I want to have a pizza night. I don't know, right? Maybe I want to be done with what's in my head and actually feel better about it. It's coming. Beautiful. Thanks so much, everyone. Always learn more and keep having fun. Yes, thoughtfulness. Yeah, exercise routine, even when it's winter. Oh my God, yes, that needs a lot of strength, huh? You see already, right? Develop my biggest passion. Yeah. And that comes from the heart. You feel the pull. Develop my biggest passion. I want to do. I want like, oh, that's so exciting to do that, right? And now tell for yourself, we go one step deeper. In that, what are the 3 things that would put you in that way if you make it a process, right? Step by step. All right. But I almost forgot my second topic as well. Make it smart. Did you hear about smart? Specific, measurable, achievable, smart, relevant, and time bound. Yeah. So it doesn't have to be Exactly, precisely what it means is that you make it concrete. You just, okay, develop my biggest passion. It's like, okay, cool. When I have an hour of nothing to do, I'll just work on my passion. Then of course you won't be motivated. You'll be like, oh my God, life happens and what do I do? But I have to say first, I have to write an hour per day about my passion. I don't know. I have to, that's something that you can measure and say at the end of the day, did I do it or not? But it needs to be small enough that you are motivated by it. Some people in SMART say not measurable, but motivating or achievable. Huh? So it means relevant to your bigger goal, something that you can actually do very easily, and then that you can measure at the end of the day. Right. So, and by when do you want to have achieved that goal? Because a goal without a deadline is just a dream. I want to go for sport. You said, Naomi, yeah, and my exercise routine. How does that mean concretely in SMART? Right? How many times do you want to do it? Per day, per week, per month? What do you want in the end? Right? And once you're super clear with yourself, it's like almost something else shifts. Like, oh, but I actually can do it. And then the saboteur comes back. Oh no, now I have to do it. Oops. Right? And this is where you know it works what you're doing. Because saboteurs are like, no, no, no. Let's keep our miserable life. Let's not do that. Right? And you're like, oh, thank you for coming. Let me continue my plan. Right? And that's why you start slow. And that's when it doesn't get overwhelming. Because you know it's achievable for you, not for whatever else everybody is doing. Right? You want to go for running, you want to run a marathon. You're not going to start with running 20 kilometers the first time. Maybe you can run 1 minute 5 times. Maybe that's too hard. You can put on your shoes and then go back to bed. But at least you've achieved that. Right? And that's where we go in number 5. Help yourself, help yourself. People who work with me know that very well. This is my favorite thing. Because the brain wants to spend as less energy as possible, you have to put all your chances on your side. There's nothing bad about putting reminders. I have post-its everywhere, right? It's okay. And especially when our brains are loaded, right? I know it very well because with my burnout, I couldn't remember anything. I was struggling to buy carrots in the supermarket. That was overwhelming, right? And then what I was doing is like, you just pick one. Does not matter the price, doesn't matter the brand. Make it easy for yourself. Protect yourself. And then indeed, the first thing is make it easy. Baby steps. What can you do that takes you 5 minutes or less? In that direction, of course. Right? Can I do this in 5 minutes? Yeah, I can. So you do, and then you feel better, and then you go to the next step. Right? And often we're like, actually, let me finish that, and you make it 10 minutes, right? Same, you don't want to, I don't know, wash the dishes, super annoying, right? Who likes to do that? But if you make it again, how long can I beat my record from yesterday in unloading the dishwasher? Right? Then it's fun, right? But it does not matter. Make it fun. Make it what works for you. Right? So make it easy. Make it fun. Know what motivates you. Do you like the challenge? Do you like the games? Do you like being outside? Right? Do you like rewards or incentives? Do you like doing it with someone? Right? So put all your chances on your side. And then make it a habit. As we saw, the motivation is something you cultivate, right? Imagine yourself starting your day instead of scrolling on internet and Facebook and reading the depressing news and just, okay, today, you're not even awake. Today, I want success. Today, I want balance. Today, I want passion. Today, I want smiles. You wake up like this, that's going to drive you out of bed. Yeah, I'm going to go get it. Right? And then maybe the day happens, the colleagues happen, the chores happen, right? And you're like, oh, it's 2 o'clock. Right? Then you do a little check-in. Hey, how am I on track of my dreams right now? Am I being the one I want to be? Right? And you can find your routine. Every time I brush my teeth, I actually do some squats. Right? You have 2 minutes to spare anyway. Right? And then it's going to become easier and easier. We often say you can mix what you need to do, the less fun thing to do that you want to do, and the more fun things that you enjoy doing. Right? So if you mix something not so fun with something actually fun, like I said, you unload the dishes in less than 2 minutes without breaking anything, then it's actually fine. Then you flip it. Then you see the difficult challenges actually in opportunities. And the last one, helping yourself is to make yourself accountable. You commit to yourself, right? The goals you've written for yourself, they came from within. It's something important to you. Now you do the things that will help you to make it happen. Maybe you're going to decide, hey, actually, I changed. It's fine as well, right? But at least you try to keep this commitment that you have for yourself. Maybe you ask someone to check in with you, right? If you're holding your own accountability is really hard, right? Do it with someone. What's coming to you that would make it work for you? For me, it's definitely making it fun or putting colors, right? Think about it. How can I help myself help myself? And that's where we want to go, right? So if we look at the 5 steps, it actually could be any order, kind of almost, because it's most important that when you feel stuck, there's something blocking, and say, hey, what am I missing in the recipe? Which ingredient did I miss? It reminds me one day when I made a chocolate cake. I do a very nice chocolate cake. And one day I tasted it and it was horrible. I forgot the sugar. So it looked like a cake. It smelled like a cake, but it was not a cake. It did not work fully properly. So it's the same here. Self-compassion, yeah, visualizing. Now you know, when I don't feel so good, I have to bring more self-compassion. I have to feel it again. Where am I going? And that will help me to put myself back on track. Yeah. Right? Accountability partner. Yeah, definitely. It's much easier to go to the gym with someone. You're like, oh no, they're going. I cannot go. I cannot say no. I cannot say I'm tired. Right? Saboteur kill. Yeah. Right. So all these steps is what I'm doing in my coaching, and I'm also doing in mentally fit workshop where you train all these steps, right? That you know for yourself what works. Imagine that. Because someone important said, success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It's the courage that continue that counts, right? Things will happen, ups and downs, right? But what I want you to do is to learn to surf on the waves of life. Trust yourself that you can find this courage. Brené Brown also beautiful books on courage and vulnerability. Because in the end, we always have 2 options. That's from my walk last week in the forest. All right. First option is to keep struggling. Right? Just do nothing. keep on complaining and, oh, my life is so hard, right? So hard. Yeah. Or you do something about it. Make a change. Stop struggling. Follow this path that works. Follow the steps. Follow what you want. Train your brain to catch the saboteurs and to turn it into opportunity. Find what is easy for you. But my question to you is, which one do you choose for yourself? And you write it in the chat. I love all the exclamation mark. Yes. Yeah. And it's incredible how much you can see that then your habits change. As a French, I'm very, very, very used to complaining and to criticize and to see the bad in things. Why are some people like, oh yeah, we know the French? But actually, it's a habit. When I see something, and I hear my parents talking about it, that, oh, this, right? But there's always something nice about that thing, at least 10% nice, right? So you can choose for yourself where you put your focus. Yeah. So now you're like, okay, cool, but what do I need to get started? When I quit enjoying option one, I take option two. Yes, it's beautiful what you say, because I always also do what is comfortable about being in the saboteur dominance. Because saboteurs are here to protect you in a way. They actually promise that, but they do the opposite, right? So it's to feel what is the impact, how much does that limit you? And then you're like, no, actually, wait a second. I can be protected by myself. Cool, thank you. Yeah. So let me introduce you my approach, right? So I have a journey to unlock your happiness potential. This is my topic. Happiness with a big H, as in fulfillment, as in loving the life you live and building the life you want. And it takes 3 steps: to understand, to train, and to master, right? You understand deeply about yourself, sorry, how your brain works, what are your motivators, right? Your drivers, your saboteurs. And the good news is that you are here today. You made already your first step in that, right? Something you didn't know an hour ago. Then I have also assessment when I worked with Hogan assessment, so that you get to learn what are your strengths, what are your potential risk of derailers and when you're under stress, and what are your values, motives, and preferences, right? What drives you. Then once you understand, okay, this is my pattern, I know how I work, right? We can go deeper. And this is what I was telling you, this mentalistic workshop. This is where you go deeper. You apply this knowledge into, okay, what do I need to train for myself? How do I get fitter? I also have an amazing 6-week program on mental fitness based on an app where you actually train on your own this neural connection, where you can, catch your saboteurs, intercept them, and train to bring your sage and resilience mindset. Super cool. And of course, my last step, when you go, okay, now I have the training and I can apply that to my daily life, I propose my coaching programs. I want to share a little bit with you about my workshop. So if you want to train with me, these are the 4 modules. So we go much more into detail of things we've seen today, so that you can understand your deepest motivation, right? That you can understand what obstacles are coming in the way and overcome them, right? The more you grow your resilient mindset, the more you're creative, the more you can say no to your saboteurs, and the more you build your path to success. Right? And it's fun, because that's important for me. I always add fun in what I do. Otherwise, it's annoying and boring. I have to work on myself. Oh, I don't want to do it, right? No, you're gonna get super interesting challenges, avoiding the old mistakes, build your own path for what works for you, right? I want you to be successful. I want you to smile. Oh yeah, and there is more, because I also propose that you work as a community because it's a group thing, right? That you find your buddy. As Naomi said, it works better when I have someone to do it with me. Absolutely, it's something like 500% more chances of success. So yeah, and what I planned for you, I have a really little rendezvous, right, on a month from now, Friday, 10th of November, in the afternoon. So nobody else has anything else to do on a Friday afternoon anyway, right? It's going to be fun and interactive. So if you want to go for it, it's now your chance, because they're limited seats. We cannot be 100 doing this. But I only want to have you if you are curious and open-minded. You're ready to change things for yourself. Are you willing to improve your life? You're ready to be authentic, to live, to look deep within you, right? Because things will shift. And if you are, say yes. And if you are, then I have a gift for you, right? I offer a discount for these beautiful people here that are willing to be authentic and curious and change their lives, right? So I offer this workshop, 3 hours workshop. You get to go deeper in all these topics for €59 off France for the Swiss people. Right? So you have 2 weeks. And it's going to happen on Friday, 10th of November. Mark your calendar. And here usually I hear, yeah, but is it going to work for me? Yeah, well, yes, because it has worked for me. It has worked for all my clients so far. And you'll find what works for you in the end. So you decide what you want to get out of it. Right? Oh, but I don't have time. Well, good luck. Good that you said that, because in only 3 hours, you're going to gain so much time. We're going to simplify what you're going to do with your life after that. Right? Having clarity is multiplying your time. And we are all busy, so we keep it short and sweet. So I have a last question for you. What are you more committed to? How? Is it your fear? Is it your dream? Is it your doubts or your freedom? Is it your suffering or your fulfillment? Yeah, thank you, Naomi. Right. I'm here for you, and with from my heart to yours, I say yes. I want you to succeed. I want to find your happy place. I want to make it happen. Right. So I will be reaching out with some feedback forms. I appreciate your feedback. How this has been for you, and what's your next step in your journey of fulfillment and happiness. And I'm sure that one day we'll cross our paths again and say, hey, guess what? I am happy now. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you so much. You guys. Merci, Roxana. Bye.